States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to acknowledge the declaration of the forum, and we'll open it up for public comment, and Peg is going to speak about the Hanover Trolley Trail.
Thank you.
Just speak loud.
Okay. May I say this?
You may.
Thank you. So good evening. I missed last month. I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on. It's extremely exciting. First of all, if anyone caught it last night, Tuesday night at 5 o'clock, news on Channel 8, there was an interview with Gwen Luce, our Executive Director of the York County Rail Trail Authority, along with Frank, our Chairman, on the trail with interviews about the progress of the Hanover Trolley Trail in Heidelberg Township. So we made the evening news. On June the 5th, I attended the ribbon cutting for the new section that was completed of the Hanover Trolley Trail from Gitz Run Road over to the dog leg along the Wareheim property to connect with the Genesee and Wyoming Railroad. So that path is finished, completed its trail. People can walk it, use it. And we did the ribbon cutting on the 5th of June and also the groundbreaking for the trail to continue from that point to Jacobs Mill Road. Phase 1 of the Oil Creek restoration is complete. That was completed at the end of last year. We started phase 2 of the Oil Creek restoration this spring. And I did want to mention that there were a lot of dignitaries at the June 5th event. I attended, and there were several other residents from Heidelberg I was happy to see there. But also my counterparts from Hanover Borough, Spring Grove, Penn Township, and Jackson were all there. Kate Klunk, Kristen Phillips Hill, the York County Planning Commission, and were all there. And so that also made the news. It made the television news and the newspapers. On June 7th, the Rail Trail Authority and the York County Planning Commission did a tour of the newly finished part of phase 1 with all the plantings, which are now a year in the works, and they're all thriving. Very exciting. We have underground springs that are bubbling up in the new section of the Oil Creek restoration. Native flowers and grasses that we planted last year are all flourishing. Water birds and songbirds, so water birds meaning like herons and egrets, and the songbirds they were all there hanging out, and a lot of fish, little fish fry. We have studies being conducted right now by doctoral students at Dickinson College, along with the National Fish and Wildlife Commission. They're there studying our phase 2 restoration. So there's a lot of local and national interest. The students from Dickinson College identified trout fry in the stream. So that's really exciting. I don't know how they found it, but they're there. Phase 2, as I said, is underway, developing another 5 acres of our wetlands. We're getting funding. Funding's all been accumulated. Okay, and I will wrap it up right here. I do have a map of the proposed parking lot, bridge over the wetlands to the trail, and there is a link on our website with the e-news, so please go look at it. There's a video there and also a link with pictures. So thank you so much. I'm very excited, and I can't wait for you all to explore it.
Thanks, Peg.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, now we'll open it up to general comments.
Want the mics?
I don't think so. I think we're good. Any comment?
Pat Parish, Huff Road. This is just food for thought. Please listen with an open mind. It's very easy to make rules here and motions while yourselves being above those rules. Perhaps if in making those decisions, if you yourselves had to live by them, they would enact more thoughtfulness. More thoughtfulness would go into your decision making. I voted for you, Matt. I worked hard on your campaign, and Tim. I worked hard hand in hand for a couple years once we established our olive branch for the benefit of the community. Maybe you should ask yourselves why we are now at such odds. If you really care about our community, everyone should matter, not just those who don't oppose you. Do the work even when you don't like it, or the people that you don't like. Open mind, food for thought. My question is, what's going on with the lawsuit between the supervisors? Any comment?
So, I have filed to discontinue the suit. In a Sunshine Act lawsuit, you don't get a lot. You can't ask for a lot and you don't get a lot. I asked for 3 things in the lawsuit. 1, that the court compel the township to take a vote. 2, that I get reimbursed for my court cost expenses. And 3, that the courts fine Tim and Matt because of their combined years of experience. I felt they should have known better. So they took the vote last month and I'm getting reimbursed for my expenses. So I discontinued the case because there's no chance that they're gonna get fined.
So why do we have a sunshine law? It seems like
Well, that's
when
a-
something comes up and there's nothing to back it.
Well, that's a question for your state legislature because I'm sorry to kind of push it off to there. I feel similarly to how you feel that there should be more teeth to it, but there isn't. And that, I think what the township got was a vote and a discussion on the issue, and that's basically all you're gonna get from a Sunshine Act violation. That's my understanding. I'm not an attorney, so don't take that as legal
Our
advice.
state needs to get some things straightened out. Just one last thing, thank you for the paper. But that 4-way study was done in 2011. That's a long time ago. Can we go ahead and do what you suggested there?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Okay, thank you.
Next, yes.
So I have 2 questions. Both of them are concerning item 15 on the agenda. The first one is under the chairman's segment, where there's going to be a motion to authorize the manager to open a money market account, a tryst, for the liquid fuels money to earn a higher monthly interest. I did a little research on money market accounts, and that isn't exactly true. Yeah, you might get a higher monthly interest sometimes, but the market can shift wildly. In addition to that, you have a number of fees that are involved with a money market account. You have a minimum balance you have to maintain in that money market account. There are limits on checks and transactions that you have in a money market account. And again, the wildly fluctuating rate capabilities that this would bring. And they say sometimes even daily, these markets can swing wildly. Why would we want to put, if we don't have enough money to do all the work that we seem to need to do, and we put stuff off, why would we want to put something in as insecure as a money market account just to try to maybe get higher interest? That was my first question. The second question is the vice chairman's piece for a motion authorizing proper officers of the township to enter into an agreement with PennDOT for winter maintenance services for a project cost of $44,368.21. My first question is that our part of that? Will we be paying the $44,368.21? And number 2 is, what is that going to buy the township? What are we buying into? There's not a whole lot of substance here as to what this buys us as residents of the township. So those are my 2 questions.
Okay. So the liquid fuels money is currently at Tourist, in an account that's earning almost no interest, very, very low. We are, even in a money market account, it's safe. The interest rate will vary, true, but that interest rate will yield, what do we get now?
We make under $3 a month.
And at the current interest rate, it's gonna be,
About between $500 and $600 a month. It would just
so
be-
it's not gonna go below zero.
As long as we're not going to lose any money.
Nope, we won't lose money.
How,
We're losing money by not doing it.
how accessible is it when you need it?
Very
You know,
accessible.
You can
sometimes
We
they
would
take
just
it out
transfer it back to the checking account. to make the
anytime.
check.
It's in there now.
But it says that they're limited transactions that you can have.
Like 6 a month, we wouldn't come close to that, out of that account.
And then the second question, maybe, our engineers?
That's
Are you-
the normal
Yeah.
PennDOT.
But that's money they give us.
give us.
The 44,000 is them giving us the money to
Okay.
maintain the roads. It's
Okay.
not our cost.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
okay.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Yeah, Scott.
Scott Ravenstein, Tillman Drive. We have a contract with Penn Waste for the township. Does that mean we have to use them here at the fire hall? Because we had another company come in that could give us a better rate for garbage service. Right now, we're paying almost $900 a month for Penn Waste. And this company took over the school district, saved them a lot of money. So we're just wondering if we have to use Penn Waste or we can switch to somebody else to save some money. Because,
Go ahead.
Yeah, you do not have to use
like, if our dumpster's above the top, they charge us an extra $100 a month. Well, every time they empty it, so if it would be 4 weeks like that, we charge an extra $400. But when it's empty, we don't get a discount. So we wanna see about switching, but I wasn't sure how that worked with the contract. Okay, that's what I needed, thank you.
You're welcome. Next. Yes.
This isn't really directed to the township, but I just wanted to answer Scott's question. We have several companies, and last time I called Penn Waste and told them that I was gonna shop around, they just lowered the rate. They did it almost instantly. So, I mean, just for what it's worth, you can call and talk to your representative and he'll probably, that's what they do. And on a lighter note, could I see the staples up here closer to the corner, please? That way when I fold the paper, it's nice.
Can we put them in?
Request denied.
Any other comments?
So I've been a big critic of the township over the past couple of years, needless to say. I'm trying to figure out a way that we can move forward as a township. I think, you know, I mean, really, the past decades, you know, I've had, many things that have happened with my, interaction with the township. And I just think that, you know, a lot of the issues that I brought up, I mean, I can't believe that the township doesn't believe that some of these things need to be fixed proactively. I mean, I brought up some stuff recently. I think that, working with the residents on some of these issues to make sure that we don't continue to have, you know, everything complies, everybody's treated the same. You know, I had a chance to be part of a baseball team. I was a coach there, and you know, just seeing how parents interact with each other as more of, you know, working towards a common goal versus kind of being adversarial over everything. I think I've seen, you know, we've all kind of been very divisive. We've all picked a side to work towards. I think, you know, for instance, the park, you know, I think we all want to make that better. And how we do that and where we go with that. I think we can work towards a common goal. And try to improve the relationship, because I think everybody wants what's best for the township. And I think that everybody has, on one side of it, where peace is found is not just me trying to work, but the township has to work towards those goals too. And through transparency and, identifying issues and correcting those and being open about them. I don't think anybody believes that everybody should be perfect, but we should make sure we follow the law when it applies, and that we correct it if we find an issue. If there's something that we've done wrong, okay, we need to improve that and make a change. But I think I'm committed to working with the township. Is the township committed to working with the residents on these issues and making sure everything complies and we're consistent in public meetings, with warnings that go out, just different things I think are very important to me and to other residents. So, is that something that the township would be willing to work with, be more transparent on some things that I've brought up, right? We made mistakes in the past, would you agree? So.
We're willing to do what we can. We always try to do what's right. We're not always right. We do what we can.
Right.
And I look forward to a more cooperative relationship
Okay,
with you and others.
okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, Travis.
Yeah, I just have a question to come. I know the rec park survey had went out, and I was just curious if anybody else, I know I didn't get one, and if there was at least one other person I talked to didn't, out of all we sent out and the money that was spent,
Yeah.
that would be,
Show of hands, who didn't get one?
I think most everybody's a resident, that's it.
Yeah, we know.
I got 4.
You got 4.
I got 4.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Travis, I think I got 2 of yours.
You got two of us, she did.
No, I didn't.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I don't know how we can follow up on that, but.
Dan did bring in a bunch to help
There you
us
go.
eliminate some that are not good addresses.
Right.
But that's what they used on the last newsletter, so.
Did you used to get the newsletter?
Yeah, I got that.
And that's the
Yeah,
same
nothing.
list we use.
We have some extras in them.
I was just curious.
I took it out of the mailbox, because I really wanna hear what he had to say.
Okay. If you didn't get one and you want one, you can pick one up at the township office.
I know.
Anything else tonight? Okay. We'll move on. I'd like to make the motion to approve the June Board of Supervisor meeting minutes. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the July Board of Supervisor meeting minutes. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Communications. Motion to approve the First Amendment to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement creating a County Board of Appeals. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yes?
Can somebody tell me what this is? Cause I've called the county and they don't know, at least the people I spoke with. What is it?
So the county has created a Board of Appeals to act for UCC appeals. So they act as the appellate authority for anyone who wants to file an appeal to a UCC matter. So if the county doesn't do it, the township has to create its own UCC Board of Appeals. So I think the township has been a member of the County Board of Appeals for a long time. That's my understanding. So
So that's the Uniform Construction Code?
Right, yeah, I'm sorry.
So how will someone make an appeal to that? Will it be based on the fact that they were denied something zoning wise in the Heidelberg zoning board?
No, it's not a zoning issue, it's a construction code issue.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you were denied a construction permit, for whatever reason, you have a right to appeal.
Okay,
So they hear those appeals.
all right, thank you.
All right, once again, motion to approve First Amendment to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement creating a county board of appeals. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to acknowledge receipt of a letter from PennDOT regarding reimbursement for the winter traffic services agreement in the amount of $20,000, $20,493.48.
Second.
There's no motion.
Oh.
Public safety, Chris isn't here tonight. We have the fire report and the Wellspan EMS report available for anyone who wants to see it. And Northern York County Regional Police Department.
Right. We had 95 incidents in July. We held National Night Out last evening. We had a great turnout. Our new building, One Regional Way, York, Pennsylvania. We're gonna have an open house on September 13th from 10:30 in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. October 16th from 5:30 to 7:30, we're gonna have the Dave Tome Memorial Picnic, and that's gonna be at Little Creek Park on Jackson Township.
When you all go into your new building, will this building down here still be used?
Yes.
How about your building in Dover? Will you still use your building in
No.
Dover? No.
But we're gonna keep there's a range, we have a range building and the range back there. We'll still have that, but the actual, office will not be.
Okay. All right, thank you.
One thing to add, did anybody see that, does anybody remember Dave Tome? The substation's name, Dave Tome was killed in the line of duty, years and years ago. Did anybody happen to see that his son Elijah was, completed the police academy and, is in field training right now?
That's correct.
Did anybody happen to see that? Really, really neat, to see him following in his dad's footsteps.
Absolutely.
And, I just, make sure everybody knows that. And please, on September 13th, come out to the new building. It would be, nice to see us all there.
Okay, thanks for bringing that up. Motion to approve the floodplain and stormwater plans for the rail trail project. This approval is for the bridge from the proposed parking area to the trail itself. The plan has been reviewed by our SEO, Doug Stambaugh, representative, and approval is recommended. The comment letter recommending approval is included with the report. And again, we have the picture of the proposed parking area. Do I hear a second for that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to acknowledge receipt of the zoning activity report, and I'd like to acknowledge the receipt of the code enforcement officer report.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if you would allow me a question on, the code enforcement report.
Yes.
We had questions, last month about property on Porter's Road. It was revealed that the property is actually taxed in North Cadorus Township. And I believe our report says tonight that it's a Heidelberg problem. Is that the same property? And
It is the same property, and it's a Heidelberg problem because he's living on the Heidelberg side, even though 90% of the property is in North Cadorus. And that is an active case going on now, and we are making progress, although slow, but it is proceeding.
all right, thank you.
Okay. In finance, motion to approve June treasurer's report. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Motion to approve June bills paid report. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Motion to approve July's treasury report. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Motion to approve July bills paid report. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No. Mr. Chairman, again, if you could allow me a question, please. It deals with the April, treasurer's report. It showed revenue to the Southwestern Police Force of $214. I'm wondering where that money came from.
They sent us a check.
Who's they?
Northern York.
No, it comes from the pension plan.
Oh, it's the pension plan.
Oh, okay.
That's the only reason that money's still there.
And then we were also shown an expense of $214. Was that for the insurance?
Yeah, it turned it around.
All right, thank you. One other question. We're now receiving on our treasurer's report PIB loan. And we're showing, again in May, a revenue of $20.
It was the previous COVID account, and if we end up going with a PID loan, we have to have a separate account. So to keep it open, we had to put $20 in that account. We can always close it or move it back into the general.
All right, thank you.
I'd like to acknowledge, right to know requests received 7 and completed 2 in July, year-to-date 26 received. I'd like to acknowledge receipt of the road maintenance report. I'd like to acknowledge receipt of the July engineers report. And I'd like to make a motion to approve the advertisement for the Mill Road project for bids to complete work. Do I hear a second?
I'd like to not second the project on a road I live on, but,
Well, we've already got the grant.
yeah,
I think you seconded that.
yeah. All right, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Recreation, motion to accept the donation form recommended from the rec board, so we have a donation form available. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to accept the recommendation from the rec board to approve the bylaws created by the rec board. Do I hear a second?
Second that.
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Mr. Schultz.
Thank you. So supervisors have a proposed ordinance changing the speed limit on Hannah Road from 35 to 25. The action item is authorizing the ordinance to be advertised for adoption at your next meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz, so in '88, the original ordinance was passed. That ordinance will be available for review as well, correct? At the township office when, in the advertisement?
It wouldn't be in the advertisement, but it's certainly available at the township to review it.
Right.
The ordinance lists speed limits for a whole host of roads in the township.
Yeah, that's my next question.
Right.
Were there any other amendments to that ordinance since '88?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because there were roads added after '88. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Can I ask a question? How do you get a road speed limit change? How does that, can anybody ask for that? You guys could just do that, or how does that work? If I want my road to be 35 instead of 45, what's the process in getting that done?
So the township sets the speed limits for roads in the township.
That are not state road.
Right, well, I think we can also set speed limits for state roads, but, the vehicle code also has basic default speed limits depending on the type of the road. So, if you wanna go beyond those speed limits that are by default in the vehicle code, you need a traffic study. So the township would have to undergo a traffic study.
To get them reduced, just send an email?
Oh, so, yes, if you wanna request that, you can certainly ask, send it to the township.
So what is it being reduced? I'm confused to what was it and what are they changing?
Hammond Road by
Was-
default was 35
Okay, and they're changing it to
to
what?
25.
So I'm a little confused because years we've been trying to get through Porter's
Yeah.
changed.
State road.
That's, but he just said that you can do a state road if you decrease it.
A state road requires traffic study.
Traffic study.
Oh, even to decrease,
Three
because
percent
Hamadeva is wider than what
I know.
Porter's Road is.
Yeah.
And the tractor trailers
It
come
should
through.
be 25 for
Yeah.
quarters, I agree. And we can consider asking, well, that would be, we would pay for the traffic study, is that?
We would request it from PennDOT, they usually take care of it themselves.
Have we, wondering if we did that in the past.
I don't think we did.
Haven't had very good luck with them.
But I'm willing to request it.
And it's gotten worse. As it's a
Yeah.
fair through there.
I know.
I can't believe they haven't been, a truck hasn't been in our porch. I mean, even Gutman's Farm, those men jumped the tracks even with animal. I can't believe that those cows and stuff don't have broken legs.
We actually would be a good idea to get everybody's ideas to us on anything you'd like changed or studied, because I think we have to go through, there's, like West Side Avenue, doesn't even have a speed limit posted on the road, even though it's a residential. So there's roads we have to go in and add in, and, you know, I think the ordinance will have to be opened up
Well, we
again.
want to get this one through.
This one
But
we wanna get done, but
I think what we need to
moving
do is look at
forward,
all, but,
we're gonna have to do that, yeah.
what do we have to do to ask, is to put that on the agenda for next month?
For the other roads?
For Porters.
Right, yeah, you would have to put the action item to request a study for Porters, or any other road that you get a request to reduce.
And we'll make that on the agenda for September, and spread the word. If anyone else has a road that they want speed limit reduced on, we can add that as well.
And do signs also, is that the same process? I know there were people up in Laurel Woods that, I guess there was, I don't know what the road is. It kind of yields into that main road. And
Oh, you're talking about the
people
intersection with the
walked
three
me
yield
there
signs.
to show it to me because I
Yeah.
didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Chief Lash about that.
It
but
seems
that should
really
have 3 stop
dangerous.
signs there.
It really should.
Yeah.
And those are township roads. That's Woodland.
High Rock.
High Rock.
Yeah.
High Rock North and High Rock, East.
And then where the, whatever, I can't remember that road that goes down into Berwick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
There's 3 yield signs there, and I think it should just be stop signs.
Well, there's one stop sign.
right. One is a you.
Okay.
There's one stop sign when you're coming,
From Penn.
when you come from Penn up to,
Is that Paradise?
No, that's Heidelberg right there. Yeah.
It used to be the same way on Packing House and Pine Drive, they were all yield signs.
and that is another.
Are you familiar with that?
But now there's a
Sergeant
stop.
Becker?
Yeah, there's, one stop sign coming off High Rock West. There's not a stop sign coming up off of, High Rock has a stop sign, High Rock West does not have a stop sign. And if you're coming from Town, you do not have a stop.
Right.
But it should be stop signs all places there, I would think. I think it gets confusing for younger drivers probably, especially. Yeah, we'll have to look at that too.
Let's look at that as
Older
well.
drivers.
Be a good one for a stop and separate turn.
Okay, so we'll consider that as well. Yes?
What happens if you have a request for a road, like restrictions? Because on my road, we get tractor trailers,
What road are you on?
That's right.
Cannery Road and Smith Station, and then they get stuck
Mm.
because they can't take a turn.
Right.
And then before long, it's a whole hoopla
Yeah.
and a mess, and then the police are out, and then I don't even know how many things are out
A lot
to
of the
fix it.
township roads should be 5-ton limits except for farm vehicles, but that would just require, I don't know if that was given a tonnage rating, but these are all things we can.
We can put it on the list. Are you getting this?
I got it.
Okay.
So-
I'm sorry, it's just like every other week, there's a truck stuck.
No, I agree, there shouldn't be heavy trucks on that road.
And then the guardrails get all messed up, and then they're out, and then,
So if I may, the guardrail is outside the telephone pole. So you have the telephone pole here, I picked the right finger, and then you have the guardrail here. The telephone pole is not an electric pole, I've checked into this. They won't move it so that the guardrail could be brought back so that the trucks could make the turn. I don't wanna see trucks eliminated, but, if we could somehow move that telephone pole and relocate the guardrails, I don't understand why PennDOT they have it on their schedule every year, sometimes twice a year, to come out there and replace those guardrails.
But when they make the detours, like when they shut 116 down, they should know that they can't bring traffic through there because inevitably it just gets stopped.
Yeah, it does, it becomes a bottleneck, but there was one good thing that happened at the last bottleneck. I had to have a Yingling truck back up and turn around in my driveway, and I wanna tell you, it was worth it, I'm telling you.
Did you get anything off of it?
No, I was stunned. I couldn't believe it. I've been praying for it all since I lived there, and it happened, and I was just like, huh?
Did you get a picture?
No. You have to take my word for it.
didn't happen.
Okay, let's make the motion to authorize that adoption. Yeah, motion to advertise the adoption of ordinance 2025-02, amendment to ordinance 88-02, speed limit on Tamadeva Road. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, while we're on the topic of roads, I put together, we did, Pat mentioned about, and there's some information sheet in the back if you want. Basically, what it's saying is that, yeah, Pat was right, they did a study on Huff and Smith Station Road back in 11. At that time, the state said it didn't warrant a sport-way. But a lot more traffic since then, so we can request that to be done, and we will do that. And then everyone is aware of the issues on 116 and Porter's Road.
Yep.
So we talked to the state about that, and what they told us is that if the township wanted a light there, then the township must pay for a traffic study to do that. Our engineer,
So we reached out to Eli Group, that's who we work with for transportation engineering. First step would be to determine if the intersection met the guidelines for a intersection light. Some of those guidelines would be a traffic study, 12-hour traffic study, a site visit to determine site distances, crash data, and evaluate traffic volume. A study like that would cost approximately $5,000. That would just determine whether we met the guidelines for the state to actually apply for the study. And then the study would be obviously the additional cost we'd have to get into. One thing to take into consideration, anytime that you go with the state to put a traffic light up, you are responsible for the operation and maintenance of that traffic light in perpetuity. So anything that would be needed changed, upgrade, replaced, would fall on the cost of the township.
lots of money, talking could be $100,000 to put a light in there at our expense, but it's possible that the York County Planning Commission could help us with grants. So we're gonna continue to look at this, see if grants are available, but we would like to see that fixed. Yes, in the back.
How do we get someone else to notice that it's a problem and have someone else pay for it instead of the township?
Yeah, Well, we have contacted the state about this several times in the past, and recently, just recently we did, and if you notice, they painted lines there, that's what they thought would work. But of course, that's not enough. I don't know what else we can do. When we called them, that was their recommendation. Well, the township can take it upon themselves to do the traffic study. And then if they approve it, because we pay for the traffic study, could be, what did you say?
At least the entry cost is gonna be the first round to find out if you qualify is approximately $5,000.
Okay, so-
Additional studies could probably be quite a bit more.
Yeah, like 20, 30,000.
So if it does qualify and they do say something, then that's when we start putting the pressure on our, state elected representatives.
Yeah.
I think there's data there to substantiate
Yeah.
someone else finding it to be a problem, right? So like, we shouldn't have to be going to them, they should have statewide data to say, hey, there's police incidents here, there's crashes, there's tractor trailers,
Deaths.
detours, right? So, like, what data are they using to evaluate that? What
Right.
pressure can we put on that person or group to make them see that that's the problem instead of us?
I think it would be a proposal. If you put everything in a proposal and send it, you might get some leeway.
So anyhow, we're gonna continue to look at that, see what's available to us. We won't make a decision tonight on doing that, preliminary study, but, because we'd have to put that on the agenda for next month.
Are there kind of mediary steps before a full-fledged light? Like, could you put a warning light up, like, not
I think
over the
those are
road, but
options.
like, you know, off to
I
the
think
side?
those are options, but anything we would do within a state road is gonna require PennDOT's approval. So there'd be some form of study to have PennDOT sign off on that.
That would help.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
How are we on the budget with the engineers? With all their work, that they've done on the water committee, the other road reports, et cetera? Do we have the $5,000 in the 25 budget for the engineers to do that?
I would guess probably not this year. I mean, we're not over yet, but we're only in August, early August.
We'll have to look at it.
Yeah.
Judy, would
Yes.
you be able to have those numbers for us next month then? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Motion to authorize manager to open a money market account at Truist for the liquid fuels money to earn a higher monthly interest. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we will have to go in and sign, all three of us. Turn it over to you, Matt.
Oh, you might as well keep it. Just looking for a motion to authorizing the officers of the township to enter into an agreement with PennDOT for winter maintenance services for a total project cost of $44,368.21.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Paul?
All right. So, would like to have the township request a traffic study at the intersection of Hoff and Smith Station Road for a four-way stop or any other recommendations that the PennDOT would make with their traffic study. And as we noted through the report, it was done in 2011, so should be new data collected and taken a look at. I know there's been several horrific accidents there. So I make a motion that we request that traffic study to determine the feasibility of a four-way traffic stop at the intersection of Hoff and Smith Station Roads.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
August 23rd, bring your shovel, bring a bucket, bag of mulch, and a rake, and we're gonna weed around the trees and mulch and Just take care of the trees a little bit.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Saturday.
Okay,
So anyone that can show up would be great. Thank you. Meet you there at the flags at 11 o'clock.
No old business, no new business. Upcoming meetings, Planning Commission, August 13, 2025, 6 PM, Township Building. Is there anything on that we are having a meeting? Recreation Board, August 19, 2025, 6 PM at the Township Building. Water Committee, August 27, 2025, 5:30 PM at the Township Building. How about zoning hearing?
Well, it's not determined yet.
We haven't, right now there isn't, but there could be. So zoning hearing board, if we get business, August 22nd, 2025, 7 PM, Township Building. And of course, the Board of Supervisors, regular scheduled meeting September 3rd, 2025, 6 PM, Forest Fire Hall. Any other comments tonight? And I'd like to make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.